Thanks for joining me in this video. This video is about express entry applications. And what I want to discuss in this video is specifically how it works and what are the steps involved. An express entry application really has two stages. The first stage is to create your profile, to put yourself into the pool, to hopefully get an invite. Should you receive an invite, that's where the express entry application goes to stage 2. In stage 1, with the profile creation, what's absolutely mandatory is your personal information, which would be your ID, your first name, your last name, are you married, single, your date of birth, etc., etc. So there's a detailed questionnaire that will be created and answered online. In addition, to be able to submit your application for express entry and to go into the pool, you will need an IELTS exam. And you also will need a WES if you have foreign credentials. If you have Canadian education, then obviously you will not need to get that education assessed. But if you have foreign education, that education has to be assessed. Assuming you have a bachelor's degree from India, we would have to go through the WES, get the evaluation done, and then we can see what your 3-year bachelor's degree in India would be equivalent to in Canada. So this is absolutely mandatory for the express entry profile to be created and for you to go into the pool. Once you're inside the pool, depending on what your points are going to be, you may receive an invite. Now the invite will depend, as I stated, on your score. The score will depend on whether it's CEC, FSW, Provincial Nominee Program, etc. Now these points will vastly differ from month to month. So for example, right now we're in the month of July 2020. The points that you're looking at to get a very good chance for you to be eligible for FSW or CEC is anyone who scores 475 points plus. However, there's been months where 440 points was fine as well. So you definitely want to look at CIC website, look at where you stand in regards to the points and what was the last month's draw. These draw will differ, as I stated, from time to time. Right now, they're doing monthly draws for Canadian work experience, so the Canadian experience class, versus the FSW, it's not necessarily on a monthly basis. It could be delayed and you could wait about 6 months to get a draw. And same with the federal skilled trades. So when we are at stage 2, that application is basically proving everything that you put in stage 1. As I stated earlier, stage 1 is all about filling a very detailed questionnaire. It's answering all types of questions from your eye color to your height, to your first and last name, your marital status, your address history, your work history, etc., etc. When you get an invite, that's where all the documentations come into play. Essentially, the officer wants you to prove everything that you put in your profile. So if you're saying that you are 26-year-old, then you need a passport data page, a birth certificate, etc. to prove your age. Same with your age, your education, your language abilities, your work experience, etc. What's critical in stage 2 is obviously the NOC that you will use or that you have used for stage 1, explaining your work history. So express entry application really is about your work history inside or outside of Canada. So getting the right NOC mentioned in stage 1 is very important. Now there's a lot of clients that sometimes come to me because they've created their profile and we review, and unfortunately the NOC was not done correctly, or there's some mistakes other than the NOC. You might still be able to salvage your invite so long as the points are not affected. So what I look at from that perspective is, if we make this amendment, would that have changed the points? And if the answer is yes, then it's possible that we might have to decline the invite, redo everything again, and start from ground zero. And if the answer is no, we might be able to make that correction and continue with the express entry application. What I mean by this is stage 1, where you create your profile, is absolutely important, because if you have to tweak it later on, we might not be able to do so. If you're looking at submitting an express entry application, please do give us a call. Let us review your documents. Let us see what is the NOC that we need to use, what your points are, and give you some real good guidance as to when you will most likely receive an invite. Please do give us a call today. Thank you, and until next time.